is another cloudy day in LA. I feel like our weather right now doesn't know what it wants. It's cold one day, really hot the next. I don't really know how to dress. I can't put away the winter stuff. But anyways, I just got back from the library and I returned Iron Flame. I'm happy and sad at the same time. I'm sad because, as you guys know, if you've read the series, it does end on a cliffhanger, a pretty major one, and the next book doesn't even come out until January 25th of 2025, so I have to wait quite a while. On the opposite end of things, I am happy because now I can get back into the ACOTAR, if you will, series. So I'm reading, I have both on Audible because they're like free right now on Audible if you have a membership. So you don't get to keep the books, like you can kind of, I guess, borrow them, but it's free, which is great. So I'm reading the next two books in that series. I think it's called like A Court of Frost and Starlight, which basically immediately follows what happens in book 3. And then I also have the book after that, which is The Court of Silver Flames, I think. But ironically, I also have it like for free on the Kindle, or not free, but I borrowed it from the library, and the library now has Libby, which I didn't know about because I haven't used the library in forever, but they have it. So it's on my Kindle as well, which is really, really great. So today is kind of like a little chill day for me. Like I have to finish an article. I have to deliver it tonight. But I'm going to spend some time reading and then finish writing the article. Is it time to play? You want to play? Whoa! Look out. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. You ready? Oh. So that was an intense and very heavy episode. So because of that, now I feel like I need comfort food. So before I jump into the edit, I'm going to make some butak ramen. This is the cream carbonara one. So it's like, I guess, slightly less spicy than the usual. But yeah, I'm going to make this real quick and then settle in for my all-nighter editing, which normally would take me... Like if I start, it's okay, so it's 12:48 right now, a.m. So if I start, let's say at like 1 a.m., I probably can get it done by like 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. And that's including like the video is up, published with a thumbnail and description, etc. And then can go to bed. So that's why usually, like, you know, when we want to catch TV shows that drop at midnight, this is essentially the process. And it's shorter depending on the show. Like X-Men generally are about half an hour only, so it doesn't take me as long. But if it's shows that are like, for example, if Stranger Things or something like that drop, then these shows are like about an hour or so, and then it'll take me much longer. But anyways, let's make some ramen. The video is up. Everything's good. So I'm gonna just check the comments and then go to bed. Welcome back to the vlog. We're back at Disneyland and they just started a round of new Pixar Fest food, specifically at DCA, and they have a bunch of food booths, kind of like a food festival sort of a deal, but not as many. I think there's only 5 or 6 total, so we're gonna check that out, as well as some AAPI Heritage Month inspired food. There's like this California roll sandwich that we're super excited to try.
It's like, I'm excited about it, but I'm also just like a little concerned on how that's gonna turn out.
I think it'll be okay. Well, stay tuned to find out. So the first booth we are checking out is the Four Town booth, which they have the bao, and that was something I already had my eye on. It's got like kind of like this red dye marbling effect. It comes with the sauce that we heard is a little spicy via Ordinary Adventures because we just ran into them while they were here. We also got the kind of brownie cheesecake dessert. So we're gonna try both, but like to be honest, I'm not super excited about a lot of the items that they have listed. I think I want to try the ratatouille pizza, if that's how you say it. I want to try the pasta from Luca, but other than that, I think that's kind of it. We're gonna check out a couple of the other booths that's not on this pathway here, that's kind of directly leading down the parade route, if you will. But let's give this a try. Oh, and one more thing, I don't think because there's so few booths, they're not doing any sort of like food and wine type of like a sip and savor pass, so it's just pay as you go. So both of these items came out to be about $15 for us.
All right, so the first thing that we're trying is the pork vegetable bao, the jumbo bao, and it comes with this chili garlic sauce. I mean, it's weird because it has something that I like, which is garlic, but I've heard it's also, oh yeah, I can kind of smell the spice. I'm gonna have to be very careful with that. Like just a tiny dunk. For a $9 bao, it doesn't quite have the flavors that I would want, and it's a little mushy. It doesn't quite have, like, you know, normally the bao, the bread around it has a much more firm texture. It seems a little bit like it's been sitting for a while, and the sauce isn't that spicy, but it's also not that garlicky. Honestly, I feel like for $9, this could have had a lot more flavor behind it. I can't really even, I mean, I can kind of taste the pork, but it also kind of seems like the vegetables are a little just mushy altogether. Maybe I just had a bad bite. Let me try this again. Still kind of the same, a little disappointing.
Dustin seemed rather unimpressed with it. We also talked to Peter from Ordinary Adventures, who said, like, it's fine, it's not bad, it's not fantastic. I know we've had the baos over at the Tiki Hideaway over at Disneyland, and those have been always delicious. So we're gonna give this a try, and now I know to temper my expectation. I also noticed Dustin didn't stir up the sauce, he just got the oil. So I have a spoon, I'm gonna spoon some of the stuff onto it so you get all the good sesame seeds and whatever, and see that helps. I think the hot oil, the hot chili oil, helps a lot, but it's not gonna help you if you don't like heat, because it does pack a little bit of a punch. The flavor is there, but it's more subtle than traditionally how I would like my buns. I feel like the buns over at Tiki Hideaway in Disneyland is actually more flavorful. It's okay, it's passable, but like the other, for example, like the cheeseburger bun bao thing that we had during Food and Wine is much better than this. So for the price point, this is just okay. If you have a park hopper, I would just get the baos from the Tiki Hideaway place or elsewhere, because or the one in San Francisco, the big long gyoza bao. I think that's actually going to be better than this for $9. To finish off the items we got from this booth, we're going to do the Four Town. I think it's called Four Town's Favorite. Basically, just a dessert. We dissected it. Brownie on the bottom, cheesecake on top. Super bright icing. Let's give it a try. I feel like I ate all icing, but it's actually really good. It's not too sweet. The cheesecake is soft, kind of very similar to the Sea Monster Parfait that we tried in the last video. And then you have the brownie, which is not overwhelmingly sweet either. So for me, I don't like my desserts to be too sweet, this is actually really good despite how like bright this coloring is. It's actually pretty good. I say this is worth it.
So what I'm debating on is whether or not to put this whole piece into my mouth all at once, or to kind of take little bites. You know what?
I believe in you.
I'm gonna go for broke. Everything kind of blends into each other. I mean, I kind of taste the brownie, but it really is, it's very, I don't know what it is with mushy things today, but everything seems very like mushy. The cake doesn't really have much firmness to it. It's okay. But I mean, what, it's like $6.50, and it's kind of tasty. Wendy's right, it's not overwhelmingly sweet. It does look like it would be super sweet with all the colors and everything. But hold on a second, let me try this, the little star.
You ate all of it.
Still a little piece of, it's just white chocolate. I think we've gotten other desserts that were about the same price point that were a lot better than this, but it's okay. It's typical cheesecake on top of brownie.
We have our second dish from the booths. We went to the Luca booth, if you will, and this is the Portorosso pasta. It's got potatoes in it. I am super intrigued because I think this is very similar to what they were eating in the film. I love me a good pesto pasta, so let's try it out. Here we go. I like the flavors a lot. The potatoes doesn't make sense for me. And there's also like, I think it's like freeze-dried green beans. Okay, so those elements don't really make sense to me, but I guess it adds a little bit of pizzazz to the dish. Unless traditionally it is served with them, then I stand corrected. But I do like a pasta with just pesto. It's not anything extra, like super special. It's nothing I haven't had before, but I like it. I think it's good. I do think the portion's kind of tiny for $8.25, but it's Disney pricing is what we're paying. I would pick the bao over the pasta though.
All right, I do have to admit, I am a big fan of pesto pasta as well. But yeah, it seems kind of weird that they put all this extra stuff on top. The pesto and the pasta are pretty good. The potatoes, yeah, I mean, the potatoes go with it kind of good. What? That green bean is a little papery to me. Maybe I just got a really weird, so these are like freeze-dried?
That's what I think. I'll refer to their ingredients or description, I guess.
I think it would have been good if they just put regular green beans in there or just no green beans at all. 'Cause those are weird. But the pasta's good, the pesto sauce is good. I mean, I would even say that the potatoes with it are pretty good. But, you know, for $8, yeah, you still get not as big of a portion. And also overall, I mean, there's nothing like super special about it. I mean, it's still tasty, but it's okay.
I think what we're going to do is we're going to change our game plan. Originally, we were going to try to explore like at least one food item from the booth. And just after looking at the things that they have to offer, it's cute, but it's not anything that I feel like, oh, I have to try it or I'm going to feel like I missed out. But there are other items from Pixar Fest that we haven't tried yet. For example, there's a Coco-inspired birria pizza, which sounds phenomenal. I wish we saw that earlier. So I think we're going to go try that, and then we're going to switch gears and check out some of the AAPI-inspired new foods. They already have a bunch of, Asian flavors in the parks, but for AAPI Month, they added some new stuff. Some are in this park, some of the other parks, so we're going to check them out as well in this video. As you can tell, we did not decide on the birria. We decided to walk over to San Francisco just to kind of see the serving size and everything for the California roll sandwich. And then we realized that they have the yuzu bread pudding and the honey Lemon-Ade.
Honey Lemonade.
And they had everything here. We're like, well, this could be just a full meal for the rest of the day. So that's what we stuck with. So I'm going to start with the honey Lemonade, which has like 2 different varieties of popping boba, which we love. It's got the right level of tart that you want in a lemonade. And then that popping boba adds a little burst of sweetness. This might be my favorite thing that I've had all day. This is delicious.
All right, now I love popping boba. It's like one of my favorite ones to have. So even if the lemonade is even just decent, this is going to be an amazing drink for me. Ooh, Oh my gosh, this is so good. I love this. You're right. It has the right amount of tartness, the right amount of sweetness in there. The popping boba just, if you don't like tart, if you get a popping boba as soon as you're like, ooh, tart, but then the popping boba hits and it's just like instantly just washes it away with sweetness. It is so refreshing. I could drink this all day.
So we have the California roll sandwich, and it's served on a on milk bread or milk bun, which is very specific, like in Japanese sandwiches that they use. And I was talking to Dustin about it in the car, whether or not they were going to actually use like the right kind of bread. It seems like it, and it's filled to the brim. So we're just gonna
Right into the top.
Yeah, I think inevitably the first bite is kind of going to be mostly bread. So I'm going to try to use the knife to kind of squish things over to the side. And there's a bit of seaweed salad on it too. I don't think I realized that. It's got a little bit of heat. I did read somewhere that they have like a wasabi mayo, but it's nothing you guys can't handle. All right, here we go. It really does feel like I'm biting into a California roll, but in a bread. This is so good. I love the flavor. This bread bun is delicious. Wow. For fans of California rolls, I think you're really going to be happy with the sandwich. It also comes with these like wonton, I don't know if they're wonton, but they're like shrimp chips. They're garlic flavored. I already know that these are going to be good. No questions asked.
That is so good. I love the way that tastes. The seaweed salad on top. Normally I don't like seaweed salad that much, but the way it goes with the cucumbers and the shrimp and the bread, everything goes really well together. And it really does taste like you're biting into a huge California roll. And this is delicious. This is definitely, I'm excited about this entire meal. I'm really glad that we got this.
Now, this is why I really like the fact that Wendy and I share the meals, because it always leaves room for dessert. And we got the yuzu bread pudding. I had yuzu before. It is a very citrusy flavor to it. So I'm interesting to find out how it works with a bread pudding. I like bread puddings. They're not like on the top of my list for desserts, but I'm still excited to try this. Oh wow, it's a little bit more firm than I thought it was going to be.
That's pretty good. The yuzu flavor is definitely strong in it, but with the bread pudding, with the whipped cream and the blueberries, it all goes together very, very well. If we hadn't let it sit for so long, it'd be like have like a nice crust to it, but it's still there. And I think this is really tasty. I like this. I want to see what Wendy's opinion is on it.
The flavor is definitely there. The yuzu, the blueberry, and the whipped cream on top with the bread pudding all comes together really, really great. I do feel like the bread pudding is a little bit drier slightly than I was anticipating. But aside from that, this is all three items that we got here today are really good. The flavors are right. This isn't overly sweet, so just in case for you guys out there who don't like overly sweet desserts, this is not that sweet at all. I really just do wish, like, as I'm trying to cut into this, I can kind of feel myself saw through the crust of the bread pudding. But other than that, like, the flavor, it's all really delicious. So, like, if you want to come here and get your honey lemonade, your California roll sandwich, and your bread pudding, you're all set. It's a full meal right here. Probably the last thing we are doing today. Here, and like we said, we weren't going to do this, but we changed our mind when we saw it. They have these, like, for Magic Key, the little Mei like foam paw that they have. You can wear it during the Better Together parade, and it's just cute. I'm gonna give one of them to my friend Laura because she's, you know, she's a big fan. So this is the last thing we're doing for today. Hi.
Hi, how many scanning for?
Just me, because he's got his own. Do you want to?
I can scan yours.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're good.
Thank you. Whoa, thank you. Better Together. You, me.
Better together, better together.
Can I just say, we're way more amused by these foam hands that we thought we were swatting bubbles with them. We're waving hi to everybody. We're doing that.
Smacking each other with it.